Hello friends, welcome in Kagane sir's online lecture. In this video, we are going to learn about the sixth poem of 11th class English. The name of the poem is The Planners. Dear students, Boe Kim Cheng is the poet and he is a Singapore born Australian poet. He is of Chinese descent. Dear students, Boe received the National Art of Council Young Artist Award in 1996. Dear students, he taught for 13 years the University of Newcastle in Australia, and we can also learn about him that he joined Nanyang Technological University as an associate professor at its School of Humanities and is currently head of English department. Dear students, the planner poem begins by the stating what the planners do. This is nothing but totally related about the planning. As that the poem proceeds, we come to know how the planners achieve what they aim for. Towards the end of the poem, the poet depicts how the planning has affected the poet. The poet Boe is talking about the developing the modern Singapore, developing the modern cities. He laments on the disturbing and the loss of human element in surrounding, and he become nostalgic about his bonding with old cities. Friends, we may sympathize with the poet when he declared at the end of the poem that the harsh realities of modernization have numbed his heart. The free verse is suitable to the free expression of poet's feeling. Poet has expressed the free feelings in the poem. Friends, actually, simple language is used in this poem to explain the poet's heart. Friends, let us learn about this poem, The Planners. They plan, they build. All spaces are gridded, filled with permutations of the possibilities. The buildings are in alignment with the roads which meets at desired points, linked by bridges all the hangs. In the grace of mathematics, they build and will not stop. Even the sea draws back and the skies surrender. Dear students, first of all, I would like to clear that in this poem, this pronoun is used for nothing but the planners. So the planners plan and planners build. All the spaces are gridded, filled with the permutation of possibilities. Here the permutation means a variation in order of a set of things. So the they means we can definitely say that the politicians in the city, the authorities in the city, the architectures in the city, and so many others. They build first of all the road, and then with the roadsides, means in the alignment with the roadsides, which meet the desired point linked by the bridge. Then they prepare the bridges, and after that, with a mathematical points, the buildings along with the roads. Friends, they build with and will not stop. Even the sea draws back and the skies surrender. Continuously, the poet is saying that the planners do what they want. They definitely ruined what is the old, what was important in the past, and they create what do they want. Here again, in the next stanza, they erase the flaws, the blemishes of the past, knock off useless blocks with the dental dexterity. All gaps are plugged with the gleaming gold. Here in the next second stanza, poet used the ironic figures of speech. They erase the flaws. They continuously erase. Erase means ruin. Erase means false. And the blemishes. Blemishes means a mark of the fault, spoiling something, and that is otherwise the beautiful or the perfect. So they completely ruin what was the important in the past. They knock off it actually. And useless block actually, as or in the name of the progress, they completely ruined what was very important in the past. Unless blocks with the dental dexterity. Here the dental dexterity. What is meant by dexterity? Dexterity means the skill in using one hands. So what type of the skill they used here? The poet used here the dental, the name, the dentist. And what do the dentists do? If your teeth are decay and just the old, and what do the dentist? He will push it up, and with a skillful manner, all the gap are plugged with the different kinds of the just the, maybe the gold or silver, with the gleaming gold means on your teeth the dentist put a cap of the gold or the silver. So the country wears perfect roads of shining teeth. Here again, just your teeth are in a row, or the shining, they shining the teeth. So the same way, at the evening time, when the light leads, just the country look like the perfect roads. Here again, the poet is continuously saying that you are doing nothing but just for your enjoyment, and you are neglecting what the world, what the earth, or what the nature wants. Here again the poet says anesthesia, amnesia, and hypnosia, just that they have the means. The poet again used here the figures of speech alliteration, means the amnesia and anesthesia. In these two words, a first letter is repeated, means the sound is repeated, not a letter but the sound is repeated. So the poet used these words. Why the poet used these words? Because you are a skillful persons. Means the first of all he used anesthesia. So Anesthesia means temporary loss at the sensation and your awareness. First of all, people's awareness. Then amnesia, this word is used. This is nothing but, amnesia is nothing but just the inability to remember event for the period of time. And the third was hypnosia. So this is nothing but a trance like the state with the heightened focus and concentration. Friends, here again, they have the means. The poet is continuously using the different kinds of the words. They have a lot of means. They means who? The planners. So they have it all. So it will not hurt. Means they can do what they want, but they cannot hurt. Means they are hurtless, we can say. So in the name of the progress, what do they want? They do. So the history is new again. Here is also ironic figures of speech is used. The piling will not stop. The drilling goes right through, and the fossils of last century. Here again, under the new name or under the progress, just you are making the history again. And the piling will not stop. What you want, you will not stop. You continuously do. If the nature like or not, if the earth like or not, so you do continuously. Means your architectures, your politicians, what do they do? If it against the nature or earth, the drilling goes right through, and fossils of the last century. Here this fossil used word is nothing but the remains of an animals or the plant which have hardened into the rock. So old is continuously ruining. Old is continuously nothing but disappearing. And you are doing in a new manner what you want. So the cities are increasing. The poet, what do the poet? Poet is continuously lamenting. In this poem, poet is lamenting. This is nothing but the claim of the poem. Poet is claiming what you are doing against the nature. In the last four lines, what does the poet say? But my heart would not bleed. Poetry, not a single drop, to stain the blueprint of our past to tomorrow. Here again, the ironic figures of speech in the last three lines is used. Continuously, the poet is speaking ironically in this poem. Continuously ironically. Not in a simple language. But my heart would not bleed poetry. He is saying, my heart is not a bleed, because you are doing what you like to do. You are continuously doing. Not a single drop of stain, the blueprint. Here you are using blueprint of the city. What is blueprint? Blueprint is nothing but the photographic print of the building plans with white lines on a blue background, a detailed plan or the detailed scheme. So, to stain a blueprint or your past tomorrow, your past tomorrow means you are doing what your tomorrow, but you are forgetting or you are destroying what was the past. Actually, there is a proverb, old is gold, but you are nothing but just the forgetting what the old is gold. Dear students, we have the question generally, after learning the poem, just and that is nothing but the appreciation of the poem. Let us appreciate the poem. Friends, in the appreciation, we have some important points, and near about 6 points are there. So, in the appreciation, first point is about the poem, poet, and title. Friends, about the poem, we can see that this poem is a very simple language poem, and it is about the planning. What you do to do first the planning, because with the planning you can do very easily what you have to do. And the poet is Boye Kim Cheng, and he is lamenting constantly under the name of development of the Singapore city or other cities also. Just the what you are doing may be sometime wrong. The city has been taken over by the powerful people, just like politician, industrialist, or the builders. All people are looking only business. So the title of the poem is nothing but related to the plan or the planners. The second point, theme, summary, or the gist of the poem. In the second point, there is a central idea. What is the central idea of the poem? Central idea of the poem is nothing but the people in the city, they are not in a control. They are continuously destructing the old structure and they making the new ones. They have clean roads. They have the high buildings. What do they have? They have the plan of the city. So, with a mathematical precision, the engineers plan the city, not leaving a bit of the space unused for the profit. So, old structure demolishing and the new buildings and the roads, they are making a perfect manner city. The third point in the appreciation is a poetic style, language, poetic devices used in the poem. First of all, I would like to clear that there is no rhyme scheme in the poem, because the poem is in a free verse and main figures of speech are used irony and alliteration, and in one place also hyperbole figures of speech is used, but major figures of speech are two, alliteration and irony. The next point, special features, novelists and focusing elements. Friends, in this poem, just the poet very effectively using the multiple poetic devices even in a short lines or sometime in a few words also. Actually, the language of the poem is very powerful, but with the feeling, the poet is just the put his own opinion, and that the opinion is nothing but the claim, we can say. And what is the claim? The claim is nothing but just the planners are destroying the old and creating the new, and that new is maybe the against the nature. Then again, the message, value, moral in the poem. Friends, it is clearly open that the message of this poem is nothing but The poet is nervous and the poet is continuously saying that the planners are destroying the old. The message is also the over exploitation of the land for the human occupation, and there is no importance for the human emotion but only importance for the business or the profit. And the, the poet claimed that everyone is doing against the nature, not related to the nature. The last point in the appreciation is your opinion about the poem. Friends, the poem is very effective. The poem, I can say, the poem is very sensitive. I would like to again also say, this poem is nothing but the claim of the poet against the planners. And my opinion is nothing but the words are so beautifully used in the poem, and the idea is universal, and the lament could be of anyone opposed to ruthless modernization at the cost of natures and heritage. The poem is powerful in spite of having been written in seemingly easy language. And as per my opinion, the poem is very effective. Dear students, in this way we have learned the poem and the same time the appreciation of this poem. Thank you very much.